All right, then, let's get to evaluating the discography of Ween by means of a tier list.
Ween is the GOAT, so they definitely deserve this.
I kind of prefer Neutral Milk Hotel, honestly.
Take that back right now, Sleepy Joe, or I will make sure there will be another raid on the Capitol by this time tomorrow.
Shut Up, Donald Ween is great, but there are many bands that are more nuanced and intelligent, like Weezer, Swans, and Fish, among many others.
You're a fucking disgrace to the Oval Office for what you've just said, Joe.
Gotta agree with the Don, Joe. That was pretty cringe. Okay, now let's start with the first album, God Ween Satan. It's an okay debut, but I think it can go in C tier, honestly.
Yep, it's pretty mid. Barack just put it in C tier.
Wrong. Are you seriously telling me an album with Birthday Boy and Fat Lenny isn't stacked? This is a gem of a record with tons of variety and manic energy. I can understand how the aggressive sonic nature of it might hurt your sensitive snowflake eardrums, Sleepy Joe, but the rest of us dementia-free listeners can appreciate this album.
Fucking what, Donald? For real, there are so many skips on here. Blackjack Nicole, the album version of Birthday Boy, is also pretty mid.
That's true. The live version's better.
Wrong again, the both of you. This is A tier, no doubt.
Let's just compromise and put it in B tier for now and move on.
I call shenanigans.
Next is The Pod, and I could go either way on this one.
This album is as brown as it gets, and for that, it deserves to be an A tier.
Hell no, this is mid as hell. It should be in C tier.
Fuck you, Donald. Are you seriously prepared to put an album that has Paulo Asado in C tier?
Yes, Sleepy Joe. As a matter of fact, I am, because this album also has Moving Away, Laura and Molly.
Laura and Molly are both masterpieces. You're just dumb. This is Ween's most artistically challenging record. The lo-fi sound is its trademark, and it has a unique atmosphere unlike anything else.
This album sounds like complete and utter ass cancer. The songwriting is a definite downgrade.
That's
and
not even
personally,
fucking
I don't
true.
see the appeal of its overall sonic aesthetic. Then again, it also has Captain Fantasy, and She Fucks Me, so it has its moments.
The live version of She Fucks Me is a wonderful tune, and I have to agree with the Don on this one since I don't listen to the actual record very often at all. I'm down to put it in C tier.
God damn it, you clowns don't know great art when you hear it?
Neither do you. You like Fish, for Christ's sake.
Fuck you, Donald.
Pure Guava is next, and I've got to say I dig this one quite a bit.
No cap, Barack. This is literally just The Pod, except less experimental and creative.
Correction, Joe. This is literally just The Pod, except actually listenable. And the songwriting is way tighter.
How can you say that about an album that has Morning Glory? Who the fuck wants to listen to 5 minutes of noise with an indecipherable narrative about pumpkins on top?
I do. Fuck you.
I don't like Morning Glory either, Joe, but I really love how the brothers Ween experimented with their own brand of sardonic hip-hop on tracks, like I Play It Off Legit. And the going gets tough from the get-go. And the band's humor is on full display throughout. I say it earns a spot in A tier.
Let's also not forget Don't Get Too Close to My Fantasy, which is easily a top 10 Ween song.
I'll give you that, but I'm still not happy about Guava being so high. But whatever, let's just talk about Chocolate and Cheese since it's a literal masterpiece.
What's that? Did Sleepy Joe finally say something right?
Yes, I think we can all agree this is a great record. It was a huge step up for the band in every regard, from production to musicianship to songwriting.
Jeaner's vocals on Freedom of 76 alone make this album S tier. And then you've got what Diener was talking about, which is utterly goated.
That track is certainly lit, and let's not forget all the other excellent tunes like Roses Are Free.
Buenas Tardes, Amigo is such a powerful song with a rich narrative that is delivered so effectively that it made me forgive all of Mexico for 7 whole minutes.
It's good to know we can all agree on something. Let's put it in S tier.
It's a shame that Candy is one of their worst songs.
And it's still better than Fish's entire discography.
You watch your damn mouth, Donald.
Next up is 12 Golden Country Greats, and I got to keep it real, guys. This one ranks pretty low for me.
What the hell, Barack? I thought we were finally on the same page. This is one of the most boppin' country records ever made.
It's the brownest and most based country album ever, that's for damn sure.
Well, I'm not really a fan of country, and I find a lot of the songwriting on here a bit stale.
Ella.
Powder Blue is mid.
L-take.
Japanese Cowboy does not jam.
Objectively incorrect.
It isn't help me scrape the mucus off my brain, basically ripped off from some Merle Haggard song.
Who cares? That doesn't make it slap any less hard. Pretty Girl is perfect square dancing material. And in my younger days, there's nothing I love doing more than serenading fine young girls. I mean women with I'm Holding You. It's got to be A tier.
This album represents what our previously great again nation is all about. It is every blue-eyed American's God-given right to proudly blast Mr. Richard Smoker out of the back of a pickup truck. Piss Up a Rope is also pretty fucking based.
I'll give you that one, but Michelle doesn't like it when I play that. I would definitely put this in C tier, but since you guys are so passionate about it, we'll split the difference and say B tier.
Yes, I'm passionate about it because of how right I am.
Moving on to the Mollusk, let's just save time and put it in S tier since no one could possibly...
Put it in C tier. This album is overrated as fuck.
Whoa, what the hell?
The fuck is wrong with you, Sleepy Joe? Did Kamala say you're not allowed 5 minutes without spewing venomous cringe from your jowls?
Look, I can't deny that songs like Buckingham Green, The Mollusk, and Ocean Man are all-time bangers. But people forget about the filler tracks like Johnny on the Spot and Waving My Dick in the Wind, which are definitely mid.
Oh, come on, Joe. Waving My Dick in the Wind is goated. I just wish Michelle would let me listen to it.
Look, Sleepy Joe, I know hating on this album is your second favorite thing besides voter fraud, but you cannot deny that this is one of the best albums of the 90s.
Yes, I can, and here's fucking why. The Mollusk is a lot like Sgt. Pepper. It's a good straight-through listen, but the individual tracks are mostly mid as hell.
Ooh, that's rich, Joe, almost as rich as me. Did you wake up this morning and say, why be wrong about one great band when I could be wrong about two?
Beatles are gay and lame?
Fuck off.
Holy shit, guys, we're getting off track. Joe, I can see what you're saying, but the Mollusk is such a strong piece as a whole. And I think individual songs like Mutilated Lips and The Golden Eel, among many others, disprove your notion that they don't work on their own. It deserves S tier.
I can't accept anything higher than B tier.
Jesus, fuck it. It's going in A tier.
Can't fucking believe this shit.
Okay, here we are at White Pepper, my favorite Ween album. The production is excellent. The songs are wonderfully crafted. Jeaner's voice has never sounded better, and neither has Diener's guitar.
C tier, they sold the fuck out on this record. It's one of those sad instances where they watered down their sound and still didn't sell any records, so nobody wins in the end.
Donald, you've been watching Billy Cobb, haven't you?
No, Barack, I just think this is a failed experiment in being safe and uninteresting.
No one's asked me what I think of this record yet.
Fine, Sleepy Joe, what the fuck do you think of this album?
It's whatever. I think Billy Cobb is right about it, honestly.
Get fucked, Joe. I can't believe I'm in the same party as you. I'm reluctantly putting it in A tier.
That's too high, but whatever.
All right, here we have Quebec. I kind of have mixed feelings on this one, to be honest.
Mixed, Barack? How can you be mixed on this album? It's so good.
Yeah, Barack, I don't know how you can be so mixed on an album which is so clearly mid.
What the fuck, Donald? This has their best songs by far. Transdermal Celebration, The Argus, Happy Colored Marbles. Do I even need to go on?
Sleepy Joe, don't be a dumbass. Obviously, all of those songs are the bomb diggity. The problem is that they couldn't decide if they wanted to go in a browner direction or not. This makes the album, even at its greatest peaks, feel very disjointed.
You're fucking wrong. The album is meant to present a false sense of goofiness, which gives way to a depression in the second half. It's an incredibly emotional album filled with just as much sadness as there is humor.
If I wanted to listen to a couple of burnouts being sad for an hour, I'd go to a Colorado ghetto, not listen to an inconsistent album that tries to be depressing and sincere, but also has Hey There Fancy Pants and the Fuck Jam.
I think both of you have strong points. I think the album has beautiful songs like I Don't Want It, but I can also see how the more tongue-in-cheek tracks would be off-putting to some. Still, it's a great album, so I say it's a solid A tier.
S tier or bust?
C tier or bust?
It's going in A tier, and that's final.
This is clearly their best album, and you're both idiots for not putting it in S.
Cry me a fucking river, Joe.
Next album is Shinola Volume 1. It's a shame there will probably never be a Volume 2.
Yeah, Barack, especially since this is an easy S tier.
You gotta be fucking joking.
This is by far their best album. It has the most variety. It has the most brownness without sounding like shit. And the track sequencing elevates it above being your average collection of songs not properly released beforehand.
Any album that starts with Tastes Good on the Bun is automatically banned from S tier. This record has its share of jams, but there's too many duds to call it a masterpiece.
Yeah, Donald, I think this album is dope, but Chocolate and Cheese is the Ween album with the most variety, not this one. And the track sequencing? Kinda sus.
Yeah, Donald, maybe the only reason you love this album is because of how much you relate to the song Big Fat Fuck You Tubby Orange Prick.
Go sniff a girl, Sleepy Joe. I could have made the same joke about you and Mr. Richard Smoker, but I didn't. Your lowbrow humor is disappointing, very disappointing. So yeah, you're a poo-poo head.
Can we just put it in B tier and move the hell on?
Yes.
Yeah, suck my balls.
All right, this one technically doesn't count, but it's the Friends EP.
Mid as fuck, moving on.
Yeah, just drop it in D tier.
Really, I actually like this one a lot. It's got a fun party vibe.
Sure, until you realize King Billy comprises a third of the EP. What a shit tier song.
The song Friends is annoying too.
You are both being way too harsh. If I ran for office a third time and used Light Me Up as my campaign theme, I would have won. This isn't going to set the world on fire, but it's a solid EP. Can we at least put it in C tier?
Sure, I don't give a fuck.
No one cares about this EP?
Fine. At last, we've reached the final Ween album, La Cucaracha. I don't particularly like it, but I don't hate it either.
This is an underrated gem in the Ween discography. I know it's easy to diss, but the record has a lot of classics like Lullaby, Your Party, and many others. I think if most fans gave it a chance, they would realize it's a strong note to end on that earns a spot in A tier.
Ain't no way this album scrapes its way past D tier. If Aaron and Mickey put out a 3-second clip of the two of them shitting into a trash compactor, it would be a better send-off to their legacy than this piece of crap. The Fruit Man makes me hate reggae more than China hates freedom of choice, and the auto-tune in Spirit Walker is fucking abhorrent.
Shut Up, Spirit Walker is a beautiful song, and Woman and Man is one of Ween's most epic compositions.
That's an L take, Joe. Woman and Man is way too long and not interesting enough to justify its runtime. I also don't care for Blue Balloon, Object, or Shame Maker.
The reason why no one gives this album a chance is people like the two of you.
Yeah, normal people.
I'm leaning towards either C or D tier for this one.
D tier.
God damn it, Barack, don't you dare put it in D.
Fuck it, I'm putting it down there because I'm done dealing with you assholes.
Fucking whatever.
Well, that's our complete Ween tier list.
It's not fair that the greatest band in all the land has this shit list.
Whatever, I'm gonna go listen to Fish.
I'm going to ask Michelle if I can listen to Common Bitch in the car.
I'm going to rank the Moist Boys discography with Mike Pence. Later, nerds.